Hey folks, I'm Michael and welcome back to the channel. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for your daily dose of awful stories. Let's dive into the first post made in the True Off My Chest subreddit. The post is titled, "I blame myself for the cide of my fiancé. Her parents erased her. I don't even have a grave to mourn. I'm a 32-year-old man and she was a 31-year-old trans woman, the absolute love of my life. I don't know if soulmates truly exist, but that's what she was to me. Charming, intelligent, strong, independent, fierce, everything I needed to balance out my typically over-polite and overly apologetic self. We were electric together and I truly believed we were unstoppable, a real power couple. But like anyone, we had our issues. She struggled immensely with dysphoria and a constant sense of not belonging, while I had been struggling with alcoholism since I was 19. She hated when I got drunk because she said I was drowning out my intelligence, wit, and potential. And of course, she was right. On her end, her parents were completely unhinged. They belonged to some Christian cult in Amarillo, Texas. They hated her for being queer and had long since disowned her. Despite the long distance, we met up as often as we could. I've never felt so loved and valued as I did during those trips. Then on October 24th, 2024, the day after her birthday, I woke up to the worst day of my life. I couldn't reach her that morning and figured she was busy at work. But hours later, we all received it. A scheduled message on Telegram sent to all of her friends. It was her side note. That morning, she had walked into traffic on I-35 in southwest New Braunfels and was killed on impact. The part of the note meant for me was short and simple. To Riz, you are the love of my life. I'll think of us living our lives together. I'm sorry I wasn't strong enough to stay with you. I firmly believe the strength she was referring to was her ability to tolerate my drinking. Her parents claimed her body, had her cremated, and spread her ashes in an unknown location. They erased my fiancé from existence. I'm sober now. I wish I had found the strength to get sober sooner. While I hold out hope that I'll find love again someday, I can't imagine finding anyone like her. I let her slip through my fingers. I could have been stronger. I could have helped her. I've lost everything. It's been over a year and I still cry about her every day, but I have no one to blame but myself. Edit: to the person who got banned when I spoke about my most recent fiancé, I was trying to move on. I had gotten re-engaged to an old flame, but unfortunately, that relationship ended when he became violent. That's why I think I'm missing my late fiancé so intensely now. I thought I had moved on for a long time, but I realize I haven't. I doubt there's anyone else on earth as perfect for me as she was. OP is grieving the loss of someone he loved while blaming himself for her. And that's where this breaks down. She didn't die because he drank too much. She died because her parents disowned her, her dysphoria consumed her, and she made a choice he couldn't control or prevent. That's not on him. Yes, his drinking was a problem, he admits it, and he's sober now. But OP's rewriting her death as some moral failure on his part, like if he'd just been stronger or more present, she'd still be here. That's not how depression and dysphoria work. That's not how side works. You can't love someone out of that darkness and you can't blame yourself for not being enough to stop it. The real villains here are her parents, the cult-following psychos who erased their own child and then had the audacity to claim her body and scatter her ashes. They're the ones who failed her. OP has to stop punishing himself for something he couldn't have fixed. It's a tragedy that happened to someone who was already broken by the people who should have protected her. Grieve her, miss her, but don't spend the rest of your life convinced you killed her by not being enough. You weren't supposed to save her from herself. The second story for today was made in the relationship subreddit. The post is titled, "My BF keeps pushing me to job hunt all day after I lost my job. Is this fair or toxic? I'm 26 years old, female, and my boyfriend is also 26. We're both turning 27 soon. We've been officially together for 2 years. When we first got close, it felt like our goals aligned. He talked a lot about wanting to travel, find a remote job, and possibly move to or study in Europe. He's a programmer, I'm a designer, and we worked at the same company. As someone from the Commonwealth of Independent States, the idea of moving abroad alone felt scary to me. So having a partner with similar plans felt important and gave me a sense of stability. The problem is that over the past 2 years, most of these plans have remained just words. During this time, I found a higher paying remote job, started saving money, and also saved for renovating the apartment I bought with my mom and sister. He also talked a lot about big goals, changing jobs, and buying a new apartment with his parents, but I haven't seen any real progress. I really want to move forward in life, and I want to do it with him, but it often feels like I'm moving while he's standing still. I planned a short trip abroad for the New Year holidays because I was extremely burned out from work and wanted to rest during my official vacation. My boyfriend also decided to come with me, and we each paid for ourselves, for flights and accommodation. All of this was planned before I knew I was going to lose my job. In early December of this year, I was told that my contract would not be renewed and was informed only 3 days before it ended, even though it had originally been expected to be extended. For the past 2 weeks, I've been trying to find a remote job with the same salary, but due to hiring formalities beyond my control, I'm not being considered for many roles. Because of that, I want to accept a job offer in my city. It's a hybrid position, not fully remote, with a lower salary, which is typical for the market in my country. The online job market I'm targeting is weak right now, and it's important for me to have a stable income at least until the active hiring season begins. I don't rely on my boyfriend financially and have always supported myself. He only offered to temporarily help with the loan for the trip until I find a job. I actually had the money for the trip, but I opted for an installment plan so I could pay gradually. At the same time, he has repeatedly said that I'm not trying hard enough to find a job, that I should be job hunting every day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and that I should only consider remote positions. He thinks this hybrid job isn't really suitable. Even though right now financial stability matters more to me than ideal conditions. I originally wanted a remote job because it pays more and I don't like going to the office, but right now I just need an income, so I'm willing to compromise. Over the past month, I've been experiencing severe burnout from work. I'm also planning renovations after New Year's and carrying significant financial responsibility. I pay rent for the apartment where I live with my mom. She's currently not working, and I cover groceries. At the moment, I simply don't have the energy to spend entire days actively job hunting, especially in a slow market. Recently, we had an argument, not a harsh one, but afterward I was left feeling pressured and misunderstood, as if my efforts were being devalued rather than supported. I told him that I'm making this decision out of necessity right now, and that his advice to job hunt all day, along with his comments that this company isn't right for me, are putting pressure on me and making me feel even worse. I also told him it feels strange to hear this from him specifically, someone who has been trying to change jobs for the second or third year but hasn't taken concrete steps to do so. After that, he said something like, "Do whatever you want. If you want to accept the offer, accept it. If not, don't. I won't give advice anymore." He also said that he only wants to leave his job for a better company, not just any job. But I can't help wondering how, over 2 or 3 years, there hasn't been a single better opportunity. He insists that he wasn't pressuring me, that he was just expressing his opinion, and that the decision is mine. He also said that I left my previous job because I wanted to work remotely and not depend on an office, but times and circumstances change. Am I overreacting by feeling this upset? And how can I tell the difference between a temporary difficult period and deeper incompatibility? Corpus Cortex said, "You need a job, so you should take what's available. If you keep looking and find something better and have to leave before you're fully onboarded, so be it. But your boyfriend should be supportive, not pressuring you to look for a unicorn when you don't have an income."